Welcome to 293. All fear is past and only love is here. So actually, as we clarify our minds and we get into the now moment and we release the past, like let it go, like it don't even exist anymore, guess what's only here? Love. All fear is past because its source is gone and all its thoughts gone with it. Love remains the only present state whose source is here forever and forever. Can the world seem bright and clear and safe and welcoming with all my past mistakes oppressing it and showing me distorted forms of fear? Yet, in the present, love is obvious and its effects apparent. All the world shines in reflection of its holy light, and I perceive a world forgiven at last. So when we genuinely do our forgiveness practice and we let it go, we let illusions go, all that's left is love, because we have removed what was blocking love. Father, let not your holy world escape my sight today, nor let my ears be deaf to all the hymns of gratitude the world is singing underneath the sounds of fear. There is a real world which the present holds safe from all past mistakes, and I would see only this world before my eyes today. So we are declaring which world we want to see. We are reaffirming our intention to let go of the past, and we're just gearing up, gassing up, fueling up, powering up love as the only thing that we want to see, as the only thing that is here. All fear is past because its source is gone and all its thoughts gone with it. So it literally is just in your head. And as you clear your mind and you train your mind and you let go of all those thoughts that were causing your suffering, voila, all you've got is love. Tina Jesus for lesson 293 said, yeah, that's hard to believe, isn't it? Peace and love and truth are here. They are here right now. The fear that seems to exist merely hides it. It's just hiding it. But actually, right here, right now, truth exists, love and peace are here. So train your mind with A Course in Miracles. Keep training your mind, because once you clear your mind, you will find peace there. Once you get all the negative thoughts out of your head and stop allying with the ego thought system, you will clear your mind and you will find peace. And Jesus reminds us today with 293, everything in your world reflects your consciousness. So clear your mind and only see peace. I mean, that's basically what he said. Close enough. Close enough. So you have a lot of control with your free will and your decision upon what you want to look at, what you want to focus upon. You have, with your free will, the willingness and the discipline to train your mind, to clear your mind, to train your mind to have a space in it that is free of ego thought system, of the ego thought system. Now, the trick is, the challenge is, the ego thought system sends you invitations all the time, like every day, junk mail, all the time, text messages, all the time, trying to sneak in here, sneak in there. Oh, yes, change of plans. How about we get you annoyed? How about we get you this? How about we get you that? How about we get you fearful? How about we get you angry? So you have to watch like an observer when these less than peaceful, less than loving thoughts come into your mind, because they are obstructing and hiding and covering the truth. The truth is love. So if you're not at peace and your world's not at peace, that's reflecting your consciousness. That's reflecting your mind. And if you would train your mind, you will have love left. You clean away everything. You clean away all the dirty muck, all the clouds, all the fog, all the whatever you want to describe it as, and you're left with love. So yeah, kind of hard to believe, but you can try it out. If you've been following along, 293 freaking lessons, you are definitely starting to see how you do have a choice. And when you choose the ego thought system, how that works out for you. And then when you do continually give yourself practice of clearing your mind, of quieting your mind, of making peace, of being peace, at feeling peace, at aligning with love. That does make a difference. It makes a difference in your mind and in your world that you see, because everything is reflected. Pathwaysoflight.org. Welcome to the reading, A Course in Miracles Workbook Lesson 293, Insights. All fear is past and only love is here. I always get what I ask for in my deepest heart of hearts. If I want to see through the Holy Spirit's eyes, I will receive that. If I want to see through the ego's eyes, I will see a world of fear. I will see a world of unhappiness, depression, and death. I will see specialness, competition, and winning or losing. Is this what I would see today? It is my choice. The Holy Spirit will show me the real world where only love is real. The Holy Spirit will show me the real world underneath the sounds of fear. Today I open my mind to see the real world. I open my mind to recognize that all fear is past and only love is here. Today I would practice holding Holy Spirit's hand, showing me the difference between the unreal and the real. Today I would let my mind be healed today. If I experience anything less than perfect peace, I have forgotten that the past is gone. I am holding the past in my mind and overlaying it on the present so that I cannot see the love that is there. Time was made by the ego as a mechanism for the mind to use to try to hold on to the past. It is trying to say that the past exists and can influence the present. This is the basis for maintaining guilt. If we did not retain the past in our mind through the belief in time, there would be no memory of the past to feel guilty about. There would be no basis for worry about the future, which is simply a belief that the past can repeat itself because it is not over. In the thought system of time, the past is always lurking, ready to project on the present to hide it so that fear of the future can be maintained. In the ego thought system, the present moment is always avoided, either by projecting into the future or covering over the present with projections from what is believed to be the still real past. To the ego, the present is to be avoided at all costs because the ego cannot exist in the present where only love is found. Letting go of the past is what the Course calls forgiveness. Grievances are always about the past. When the past is gone from our mind, there can be no grievances. Most of our grievances we keep unconscious. We may go through many days feeling pretty good, but then somebody says the wrong thing one too many times, and the grievance raises its angry head. It shows us that forgiveness was needed. Some part of our mind had set a limit on how many offenses it would accept before it would complain. Unconsciously, we were keeping a tally, and when the threshold was crossed, the anger or resentment rose to the surface. At this point, we have two options. One is to try to ignore it and hope it will go away. Perhaps if we avoid contact with the perpetrator who brought the grievance to the surface. This self-deception will seem to work until the next one comes along who does the wrong thing one too many times. Then we discover nothing really changed. Our other option is to bring the grievance to the Holy Spirit honestly and openly. We don't need to hide from the grievance. We do need to acknowledge its presence in our mind and then turn it over to the Holy Spirit. If we release it fully into His hands with an open mind, His light will show us the basis for release. We will see that where we thought there was harm, nothing occurred. We will recognize the call for love in the behavior of another and in ourselves. The Holy Spirit will show us the love that we are in a way that we can recognize and accept. He will show us that the past and the fear that came with it is gone, and only love is here. Now the grievance is healed. We may still find grievances coming up because we have not recognized what makes all grievances the same. And so we must practice bringing each grievance as it appears to the Holy Spirit. Gradually, we will see the sameness in them all until at last forgiveness is complete and we see the real world shining in the reflection of God's love, and we are ready to accept God's hand as He reaches to us to draw us into the heaven of His heart. pathwaysoflight.org. Whoa. I was getting pulled into Pathways of Light in a wild kind of way because as I was reading it, I was seeing things that I could relate to in my mind. Like when it was saying that when a grievance comes up in the behavior of someone we don't like, we start to recognize it as a call for love. Think of some of the most awful things that people have done to you, right? They did that as a call for love on some level because they were not in their right mind. They were disconnected from love. Anyways, it's wild, but when we forgive, we let the past go. Forgiveness is letting the past go. Grievances, they're all the same. So once we figure that out, then we're done with our practice of forgiveness, because then forgiveness is complete. But until then, until we get that all grievances are the same, because right now, that's a little thing, that's a big thing, and until we get to that point, then we still have practice to do. We still are students of A Course in Miracles. We are still learning to forgive. And if we are still holding grievances, then we are still holding on to the past, and we didn't really actually believe this lesson. All fear is past and only love is here. So it's just a gradual thing that we're working on. All fear is past because its source is gone and all its thoughts are gone with it. And so if they're still here in your reality, it's because you're holding on to them. You're thinking about them. You're not releasing them. You're holding them here. Can the world seem bright and clear and safe and welcoming with all my past mistakes oppressing it and showing me distorted forms of fear? So if your world is not bright and happy and peaceful and loving and safe and welcoming and clear, it's because you're still giving fear a place to live in your mind. That's on you. That's on you, because you could give it over to the Holy Spirit. Now, whether you use a visualization to help you, like have an image of the Holy Spirit, like that might be helpful to assist you and literally see the grievance in some form and hand it over to these hands of light, or however you want to connect with the idea of the Holy Spirit. I mean, if you're kind of not making progress in this area, I would suggest trying something like that. If it feels ridiculous to hand it over to the Holy Spirit, because does that even mean? Then you got to try something new today so that you can let fear dissolve and have the love that is you, that is yours. It's here for you. It's just you keep hiding from it. So I like the part in the Pathways of Light where it said, don't try to avoid or hide from the grievance in your mind, like making it play like it don't exist when you're really just saving it for later, right? Like, oh, that person, he wrong. That's it. He said that way too many times. Now right? That's you holding on to grievances for later. You're not actually getting rid of them, because you think if you just ignore it, it'll go away. But actually what you need to do is look at it, be aware of it, address it, and then hand it over to the Holy Spirit. Like, hey, this thought that I just had was horrible. This thought was whatever it was, and I'm going to look at it, I'm going to see it, and then I am going to ask the Holy Spirit to take it. I'm going to give it to him. I'm going to hand it over. So, Father, let not your holy world escape my sight today. It's there for me. All the hymns of gratitude the world is singing are there, but if I'm listening to the sounds of fear, then I'm going to be deaf to it. So there is a real world which the present holds safe from all past mistakes. There's a real world for you, and I would see only this world before my eyes today. So that's your work, lesson 293. All fear is past and only love is here. In the present, love is obvious and its effects apparent. All the world shines in reflection of its holy light, and I perceive a world forgiven at last. So get to that point. Keep on getting rid of the grievances, give them to the Holy Spirit, let the past go, then you will see a forgiven world. Then you see a world in holy light.